Hey guys, it's your buddy Rome. Today we're going to look at this offering that was sent out to me by CVLIFE. Now, I have been looking at a lot of their different red dots for quite a while, and this is a new version. This is the WildHawk series. Now, what's nice about this system is that it does have the multiple radical red dot. You have your 2 MOA, and you also have a 36 MOA circular dot. Now, what I'm looking at here, just looking at the box, okay, it says that it has a Shockproof G 5000. That means it has a pretty high rating when it comes to shock. You know that's going to be something that we'll have to test on the range. You have 11 brightness levels, you have a lock mode, you have a motion to wake mode. It has an IPX7 waterproof rating. That's enough for what's on the box. Let's go ahead and open this up and let me show you guys what we get in the box. As you guys can see here, this is how everything is packaged. So starting off, you have some of your tools. You have this multifunctional wrench, and you have basically a hood wrench that comes with it. So both of these tools come in the box. These are going to be very handy. Trust me, I lose and misplace these type of tools all the time. Now you do get a starter manual, and for the most part, this is going to walk you through everything that you need to know about this device. You get a lens cleaner. All right, so let's just get everything laid out here really nicely. All right, so this is some little spacer plates. This is a flexible material. You get a metal plate. That's going to be for most of the different size devices that need to be addressed. You get a ton of screws. So now each one of these screws is individually labeled based on what you might need. So you have all of these different screws that also come in the bundle. Now, based on your specific device, through the manual, you'll be able to determine which of these screws is going to be ideal for you. You also receive, all right, so we get this Picatinny rail mount. Really nice as well. All metal. Yeah, feels good. Okay, what else do we have? So here's the red dot itself. And we get 2 batteries in this case. And those guys are going to be a booger to get out. So let me see if I can get in here and get those out for you guys. All right. So you're going to get 2 batteries. So what's nice about that is that it gives you time to really test this and make sure if this is going to be something that's going to be ideal for your situation. Now, to give you guys a little bit of insight on what I have in mind, I have the Mantis Titan X that I train with here in the studio every single day, and I've been very interested in testing that with a red dot. So let's take a look at our red dot. So as you guys can see, it has this really nice rubberized cover with a little lid. So we can peel that off so you guys can get a better look at it. All right, so this is the red dot. Let's get a little bit closer. All metal. You guys can see the battery door back there. And you still have iron sights. You have your adjustment here on the side and also here on the top. All right, so we're going to get a battery in this guy and get it set up so I can hopefully show you guys what the MOAs actually look like. So in order to install the battery, you're going to take this tool right here, and you guys see it has a little hex there, and all we need to do is get in here, just screw this guy out. It's not really that tight in there already. We're just going to take that out. Okay guys, now that we have the lid off, you guys can see inside where the battery is going to sit, and then our lid goes back on. So again, we're going to take that same tool and we're just going to tighten this down. So we should be able to turn this guy on so you guys can see the radical through here. And I don't know how well you're going to be able to see it, but I'm going to do my best to show it to you. So you guys should be able to see the red dot right there. And let's see if I can adjust this. So there we go. You guys should see that red dot. That is very clear, very large. So that is the clearest of the red dots. As you guys can see, they are kind of contrasted against one of these lights or in one of the dark areas back there. So you guys can kind of see what that looks like. All right, so the next thing I want to do is I want to see if I can get this to go into the circular mode. Maybe if I go further out, you'll be able to see it a little bit better. So there is the circular reticle. That's what it looks like. So you guys can see it is relatively bright. So it's really nice. Okay. All right, guys. So I wanted to do this portion of the video with just the first impressions and the unboxing of this. This is all metal. But for now, my main purpose for using this is going to be with the Titan X, which I will show you guys a little bit later how I'm going to be setting that up. But anyway, so far, so good. I like everything that came in the box. It was very well packaged. So if you guys are looking for something like this, I think this is going to be an ideal situation for a lot of you guys. All right, guys, let's get right to it. This is the Titan X from Mantis. Now, again, this is not a real firearm. This is a laser training device, but it does have an optic cut here at the top, as I mentioned before. So we'll be taking that off. Now, due to restrictions on some of these platforms, as you guys know, I cannot show you the complete installation of this. I will just show you in stages. Okay, guys, so the optics are going to mount right here at the top. As you guys can see, you have two different options there when it comes to mounting. So the plate itself, and that's going to be this plate, and you're going to install this onto your device like so, and you will line up those screw holes to make sure that it's going in the right direction. So in this case, this is going to mount like so, and then we should be able to add our screws and then connect everything together. So let's do that. All right, guys, so this included tool is going to come in really handy. As you guys can see, you have multiple options when it comes to screwing something in. You're going to be using the hex tool in order to tighten these screws down. Okay, so once that's secured, obviously the next step is going to be mounting your optic, and you guys can kind of see how that's going to sit. And then once you have this completely set up, then you'll be able to zero this. Now, one of the things that I am concerned about, or was concerned about, is will this still fit with this holster? Now, this holster right here is from Alien Gear. This is one of my favorite holsters because it has that retention switch here on the side. This is something that I use at the range and sometimes even as an EDC. All right, so let's go ahead and get this guy completely set up, and then I'll show you guys what it looks like. All right, guys, there you have it. We have everything secured. Now you should be able to see our optic looking through. Let's see if I can show you guys that. So now you can see this. So of course you can always zero this afterwards. And as I mentioned before, one of my concerns was, is this still going to work? And as we can see, it still fits in the holster with no problem. So I will be doing future videos showing you guys exactly how I'll be using this on a daily basis to train. And if you're interested in seeing those videos, make sure you're following. But one of the cool things about this training gun is that you will be able to turn the laser on, and that laser is going to allow you to zero this based on what the distance is that you want to be able to use it. So if you need help with that, leave that information down in the comments. I've already done a couple of videos on it, but if you guys need me to do a refresh video on it, I will be more than happy, especially including with this new optic. All right, guys, it's been your buddy Rome with Rome Knows Tech, and I will catch you all in the next video. Until then, stay safe. Peace. I'm out.